Well, Heidi ho, my peeps, and welcome to another adventure in Dollar Tree cooking. This is a bit more than a $3 meal, but that's okay. It is very cold outside, and, well, it's not very cold. It's cold, but it is rainy and wet and dark and miserable. So I thought I would make us something hot and satisfying, a comfort food for dinner. So I went to my pantry and I pulled out some cheese I had that we hadn't used up for Thanksgiving. I found my dirty rice and my chili beans, some cornbread, a little bit of cheese sauce. I found some cabbage I got from Trader Joe's, and then another package of the hot links. Grant had bought a double package. We used one last week. So I thought I'd use that up today. So we've got a combination of Trader Joe's food, Costco, a lot of stuff from Dollar Tree right here, Costco. And I thought I would put together something. This isn't going to be a one-pot meal. This is going to be two in two containers. I thought I would cook my cornbread along with the chili beans and a little bit of this cheese cubed up. So I'm going to go ahead and bake that. Then what I thought I would do is go ahead and cut this up, the hot links, and pre-cook them in the frying pan along with some of the cabbage, maybe half of the package of cabbage there. And then I am following the directions on the back of the dirty rice package. I want to add the rice and cook the meat, the cabbage, and the rice all together once I've pre-cooked these two items. I pulled out some Velveeta cheese sauce. I don't know if we'll need it, but I pulled it out anyway. And if I do use this, it'll end up in the rice dish. So we're going to do a cornbread and dirty rice dish. So let's see how this turns out. The hot links and the cabbage are frying up nicely with a little bit of coconut oil. But we had a major crisis that is redirecting this dinner. And the major crisis is that, well, let's see if I can show you. See that? That's oil on the bottom of my oven. I had forgotten that I messed that up at Thanksgiving and I haven't cleaned it yet. So, I can't cook cornbread in my oven. However, I am going to be very creative tonight and see if I can't make some cornbread in my Dutch oven on the stovetop. So we're going to see. I'm going to make like corn fritters, I guess you would call it. I'll put some oil in that pan, probably coconut oil. I'll make up a stiff dough with the cornbread, and then I'll drop it in spoonfuls down into the oil, and we shall see what happens. So, let me go ahead and get this finished up, and we'll come back and check that part. All right, this is looking pretty good. The cabbage has cooked down nicely. The links are nice and brown, so I'm going to add my package of dirty rice and my water. It says a cup and 2/3, but I'm going to go ahead and add 2 full cups of water. I think the rest of the ingredients are going to suck up a little bit of water. That's going back onto the heat. And I'm going to cover that and cook it for about 25 minutes. The rice and cabbage and meat's cooking up nicely. Now I'm going to melt, I don't know, that's about 3/4 of a cup of coconut oil in my pan. I'm going to get that hot. I'm not sure how hot. Probably, below the smoking point, but hot. And I'll test it with a little bit of dough when I'm ready. Now I just need to finish mixing up my dough and we will start dropping it in. All right, I've mixed up the cornbread mix according to the directions. So we've got a nice batter there. And I cut up some cheese, I don't know, maybe about a half a cup of cheese or so, 3/4. I drained the beans and I mixed them up together. Now they're going to go in here. Okay. Now I'm just going to give them a little stir. Kind of incorporate the beans and the cheese into the batter. Now I'm going to give it a test run. I'm going to do that using a ladle. Get a little bit out here. And let's see what happens. Yeah, I think that is not quite hot enough. I'm going to let it heat up a little bit more for the next one. But I think this will turn out okay. I'm going to let that cook. Then I'm going to take my spatula and flip it over. Now, because the oil wasn't quite hot enough, I might have some sticking to the bottom. So let's see. Oh no, I think this will be okay. And there we go. A little corn fritter. All right. All right, I'm going to cook up the rest of them now. All right, I've heated the oil up a little bit more, and I can get 3 corn fritters per batch. And so I'm going to concentrate on finishing this up, and then we'll see what to do with it next. Those little fritters are just adorable. Now see, this is a great example of learning how to just go with it. You know, I was a bad housekeeper, didn't clean my oven, but instead of putting my corn muffin and cornbread away, I thought there's got to be another way to do this. So I just kind of came up with this on the fly, and you know what? I think I'm going to like it better than a baked cornbread, but we shall see. Because my cabbage cooked down so much, I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of this package. And it will wilt, but you should still be able to see that it's cabbage. Because this is about cooked now. I just thought I would stir it in, and once it's all stirred in, I'm going to turn the fire off underneath it and cover it, and just kind of let that cabbage wilt into the rice dish. Well, there we go. We have a stack of a dozen perfect little fritters. So I also had a plate that didn't make it, but they'll still taste good. So I want to plate this up and see what Mr. Grant has to say. Okay, before we serve this up to Grant, I just want to show you, I put a little bit of this artichoke and jalapeno dips from Trader Joe's right on the top, just to be festive. Grant has worked so hard the past few days through all sorts of scrapes and getting poked by the fence, and I just felt so sorry for him. I wanted to make him something nice and hearty and hot and yummy.
I've got the sun right in my eyes.
Well, then I'll stand here. How's that?
It looks wonderful.
Take a bite.
Yeah.
Cat's over there in my chair.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she'll know it's time to move when I head over there with my plate of food.
Delicious.
You like it? Mm-hmm. Those cornbread fritters were because I screwed up and didn't clean my oven. So I figured, well, we'll cook them on the stovetop, see what happens.
They're good.
I'm so glad you like them, honey. Okay, you guys, thanks so much. We're going to say goodbye with a shot of my cat. Talk to you guys later.